everybody? It's Jonesy, your favorite comic book guy.
And I'm Lyric. I mean, wait a minute. No, I'm Jonesy, your favorite comic book guy, and he's Lyric. Anyways, what are we doing today there, Lyric?
We got King Hiss here.
We got King Hiss from the Masters of the Universe Origins line, so let's do it!
Yeah!
Okay. What's up, everybody? It's Jonesy, your favorite comic book guy.
Let's do this.
Well, alright, it's been a hot minute since I've done any videos. We were at DK's Sports Cards and Collectibles show there. I set up for the weekend. We sold a lot of comics. I did pretty good, buddy. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
You know, with all the sports cards there, you didn't think people would be into the comics, but I guess they kind of were. Well, anyways, we got a ton of Masters of the Universe related content, a bunch of comic books. I mean, I got a lot of stuff to show. So if you're into that kind of thing, please consider liking, subscribing to the channel, hitting the notification bell. So anyway, we will get into the slithering snake of King Hiss. Well, all right, my first experience with King Hiss was probably from the card art of the toy. I had gotten the toy as a child and was pretty excited about it. When you get into the comic and the inside, they show the Skeletor kind of freed him from this alternate dimension. It's great artwork by Bruce Timm, too, there. And they do a temporary alliance where the Evil Horde and He-Man will fall behind our combined might. We will be masters of the universe, which is great, you know. And, of course, both of them are plotting to betray the other, which is, you know, typical Skeletor and King Hiss fashion. I enjoyed the leader of the Snake Men, and I thought he was a very frightening figure. The toy never really lived up to this, but you'll see. Well, later in 2002, the Snake Men were brought back when the Masters of the Universe cartoon was brought back. And King Hiss was kind of given a makeover where he had more of an Egyptian vibe to him. And for my money, the Snake Men thing went on a little too long in the 2002 cartoon. Then DC Comics got a hold of the Snake Men, and it got really weird from there. Like, King Hiss had possessed Randor, and then killed him, and then possessed Adam, and then Adam, you know, with Snake Man army at his side, and then he had to kill himself to get King Hiss out of him, or whatever, to reborn. I don't know. What a mess. All right, there's our King Hiss in the box, and I'd have to say it looks pretty much an improvement from the original. You will see why later. I was a little critical of the original as a child, and I have a vintage one, and we will compare. Just looking at the front of the package, it's a deluxe Masters of the Universe Origins figure. We got this cool Snake Men packaging. It's got the scaly snake vibe deal on the bubble, which is very cool. We will flip this guy around here to the other side, and we can see this fantastic card art and back cell or cross cell. We've got King Hiss, which we're opening today, Rattler, which I had already opened, Cobra Khan, which I had already opened, Thunder Punch He-Man, which I have, and we are looking for some caps because I want to show off the vintage one while I open that. I passed on Snake Armor He-Man. He wasn't big to me. And I usually pass on the Sunman characters because they are not part of Masters of the Universe, in my opinion. When you move on to the top of this card art here, boy, that is really cool. Now that is the King Hiss right out of your nightmares. Free from his imprisonment, King Hiss leads the Snake Men to conquer Eternia. You know, and then we got a good little scene here of him battling Snake Armor He-Man. And then what do we got here? We got a snaky Tila going on there. So that is interesting. I wonder if we will get yet another Tila repaint here. And there we are. So let's open this guy up, huh? Well, all right, there's King Hiss out of the box, and he is looking snazzy. He's all posed out in a way you could have never gotten a vintage one, and I will show you why later. He comes with his snake attachment parts there for the head and arms. Comes with his snake staff and a shield. This really cool mini comic and a little instruction book for which parts are removable or interchangeable or swappable, which is also very cool. We will compare to the vintage one here in a second, but there's a couple things I wanted to point out. Well, actually, let's just get into it now. Here is a vintage King Hiss here for you, and as you can see, his movement is severely limited. The knees do not bend. The arms only go up and down. The shield is what it is, and the neck cannot turn for obvious reasons. Whereas in this one, you can turn the head, you can move the arms, you can bend the knee, you can bend the elbow. There's a swivel in the shield to put it whatever direction you like. I mean, this King Hiss is superior as far as posability in every single way, shape, and form. Now, the action feature on an original King Hiss was quite simple. We'll take the accessories off of him here, and what you would do is when King Hiss wanted to shed his human skin and become a snake man, you'd just peel these arms off, and you would separate the armor here. I'm going to be careful because this guy's old and I do not want to break it. I do not handle this one very often because I don't want to break these pegs. You can see these little pegs hold it together, and then here you go. You have the monster King Hiss. Now, if you remember the picture I had shown earlier of He-Man battling this guy, and there was like 5 or 6 snake heads everywhere, and this thing looked monstrous. And you look at this guy, and he is just kind of puny, you know. So I am actually looking forward to this version. As you can see, this looks a lot more threatening than that. So let's see how this new one works here. We'll get the vintage guy to the side, and we'll pop off these accessories, and I believe how this is going to work is the arms will come out. Yes, they do. And then the head will come off. Yes, it does. And then this armor has a little buckle here. I see it's a little different than the vintage. You might need to bear with me here for me to work this buckle off. Ooh, it's on there. There we go. Now I'll get this side. And there we go. And voila. And we'll get arm number 1 in. I already think that is way cooler. Arm number 2 in there. Oh, and the head's kind of turned. That's kind of neat. So you can get him in some different looks. And then we'll get his top head on him here. Ooh, and there he is. Ooh, he does look scary, folks. Look at that. Now that is way more of the spirit of the original than this guy was. You know, I mean, that is creepy snake man goodness. Look at that. You will pay, He-Man. Oh, very cool. You know, about the only thing I could think of that would have improved this is if they could have put a little attachment on the back to get you some extra heads. But, you know, that's just me always wanting for more. But there we are. There is King Hiss in all of his King Hissy glory. And I think that is awesome. I would say definitely an improvement upon the original. Well, okay, King Hiss shares his pot of glory here in the Other Origins collection. We are slowly running out of room for all of my Masters of the Universe Origins. They're starting to get just kind of piled up in there. I am definitely going to have to rethink how we display these. And then here, with my mess a little bit, yeah, I just recently acquired a Masters of the Universe poster that is autographed. I thought that was pretty slick. Got that at that card show. Here's more of the Masters of the Universe stuff that I have yet to open. Comic books that I'm going through. That Cobra Con exclusive and the one I was supposed to send to Bill at Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures. You should definitely check his channel out. There's Lyric playing Nintendo. I think he's playing the old Dick Tracy. Pretty cool. There's my drum set there. And then coming across here, we've got some vintage Masters of the Universe stuff here in the old display case. Some superpowers. So I was trying to slow things down. I think you guys are always trying to peek behind my head and see what old Joneser's got. Well, Joneser's got a lot of stuff. A lot of He-Man stuff. For sure. There's some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that are there. And then here on the Masterverse deal, we have definitely got some of that going on there. So, and then there's some comics I've got for sale. And boy, being nerdy is just hard work and expensive. Well, anyway, Jones are out.